Chaprotis, this opening this sefer yesterday, it's connected with today's Tanya. Today's Tanya, friends, is Laskilcha Bina. It's a famous of the Alter Rebbe, Laskilcha Bina.
Tanya.
Huh?
Tanya.
Today's Tanya, which means to enlighten you with understanding. And we had a Maimon, we learned the Maimon, if you recall, friends. Last year. And the whole theme of the Maimon is that no bad comes from it. The Eibishter and everything is good. So here's the story. Story related by the Mendel TYPHUS. Once, the Rebbe Zayde, this is the father of the Rebbe Simchanan, of Meir Shlomo Yanovsky. He was the Rabbi of NIKOLAYEV, a great Chassid and a very gifted Balmenagin. And once he got sick, typhus. In those days, this was life-threatening. And in those days, he says there are many, the Lashon is Pila, Chalolim, Rabbim, many fell, never survived it. Because they didn't have yet the medication for typhus. And what happened was anyone that would be in contact with them would be affected, contagious. It's contagious, they would contract it. It was very, very dangerous. So what did they do with people that had typhus? They were all put in this closed area in the house that was outside the city. And then a doctor would come once a day, and I guess he'd be dressed up and so on and do what he could do. Very few returned from these closed hospitals alive. Chayla that was taken there knew that his end was near. And of course, I'm just saying what it did to his whole spirit. So when Rabbi Grossman also lived in NIKOLAYEV, he was a big Chassid. People told some stories about him. It's thanks to him we have the Tanya, look at the Torah today. He took care of the printing under the Barashab. Was ready to go over it. Also Balmenagin, NIKOLAYEV was famous for its nigunim. I can humbly say it. Okay, some other times from Sal Alto, my great uncle, NIKOLAYEV. He made many records. Pinyaltis was his brother, also big Menagin. Anyways, Rabbi Grossman, the Chassid in NIKOLAYEV, when he heard that Rabbi Shlomo was taken to it's called the Beis HaHezkel, the closed house, the sealed house, he came to visit him. Now, since the government forbade anybody healthy to go close, he went as close as he could outside the building, as close as possible to the room where Rabbi Meir Shlomo was lying. And he began to say, with a loud voice, reading from the Tanya, Geras HaKodesh, today's Tanya, Siman Yud Aleph, today's Laskilcha Bina. That no Raz Yered Milamayla, no evil comes from, all is good. And when a person knows this, explains the Alter Rebbe, then he's Zoicha that it's turned around and he sees that it's revealed good. The Moshe didn't know if Rabbi Shlomo could hear him or not. But he hoped that his words got to his ears. He did this every day. He came there to the same place with his Tanya and would read aloud, Atam with Gishmak, Laskilcha Bina. A few weeks later, Rabbi Shlomo is released, completely healthy. When he met Rabbi Grossman, he said to him, you saved my life. Your reading the holy words of Tanya gave me koiches, hope, and idud, and encouragement, and I was able, all of the pain and so on, and the crushedness that crushed me, I was able to overcome the Eibishter's help, my illness. Saved my life with this Laskilcha Bina. But Mendel adds a beautiful PS. It brings a smile. Years later, at the bris of our Rebbe, it took place on Chai Nissen in Nikolayev, the 18th of Nissen, in the home of his mother's father, Rebbe Zachana's mother, Meir Shloimeh. Of course, it's Pesach, it's Chol HaMoed Pesach. Obviously, Rabbi Grossman also attended. But as I mentioned, he was very, very frum. There was a time he fasted an entire week straight. That's also a story with that. Night and day. Night and day. So the Bosch is not eating, doesn't eat outside his house. Pesach, he don't eat outside the house. All that was served in the house of the Mordeh Aseret. So the Meir Shloimeh saw it. He said to the Bosch, he said, the emphasis that not to eat, it's a chutzpah, but it's saying with a smile. Chutzpah, not, but there's truth to this, not eat in the Rav's house. You casting aspiration. He says, ich wollte gedacht geben, Tatenstadt, expression, yeah, what will he give it? Rebuke you. But what can I do, he says, that you saved my life, so you're above reproach, you're above criticism. Over the smile. Beautiful story. Hey, Yidden, I'll see everybody tomorrow.